Hey, it's Saul Overman with Saul Overman Survival. Anybody that's watched very many of our videos knows our love of little stoves. And what we have here is a little stove. This is a Coleman M1950 military stove. It's also referred to as the Rogers stove, as some of them are marked Rogers. For Rogers, Arkansas, where Coleman is based. And they're also known as Lise, because Lise was the company that made the cases. But the stove is not made by Lise, even though it is marked that with that word on the top. I don't think you can read it. The case is marked 1966, as well as the stove. It's also marked 1966. Coleman made stoves for the military from fairly early in World War II up till a few years ago. I don't think that they make these or issue these anymore, but I have seen them with dates up to 1985 on them. They're great little stoves. I'll go ahead and show you this one. I've got a little bit of lunch here we're going to throw on it. No reason to waste some good white gas without warming something up to eat. The case, of course, you can see can double as a cook set. Top part comes off. The unit is 7 inches long. It's 4 inches wide in diameter and weighs right about 2 pounds with fuel. So it's pretty compatible with even the more modern mountaineering type stoves. Last video we did was on the Minnesota safety stove, the MSR Whisper Light. Minnesota Safety Research. With fuel, that Whisper Light weighs about the same as this does, and this comes with cookware as well, which that doesn't. With fuel in this, I got right at 2.3 pounds on it. Show you a little bit of the condition of this one. It's missing the stickers. The stickers are available off eBay, new reproduction ones, for about $5. I've already ordered them. All the parts are available for these stoves on eBay and some other sources. This is your pot stand. This one's in pretty good shape. I've had a few of these. I've had some of the earlier Colemans as well. I believe they were designated M44s. I found that the older style, which basically the only difference is it's a little bit taller of a stove. Other than that, it's not a whole lot different. I found the older ones tend to be a little more cantankerous to start. This one, I've lit it one time. It's already cooled down thoroughly. And I found it was very easy to get it lit off. Other than that, the only other condition issues is the bottom portion of the cook set has a ding in it. The stove looks pretty good other than that. Other than a little paint loss, it's not real sooty or anything. These can still actually be purchased brand new. You can still find them that have never been fired or used. They're pretty expensive though. I try to limit myself on my stoves to $10. I had to pay a little bit more than that for this one. But they are great stoves. I don't know what I'm going to do with this one, or keep it or sell it. I have so many different stoves. This is the only one of these I have. So it's got a little pump handle. Anybody familiar with Coleman, make sure your cap is good and tight. Give it a few pumps. Go ahead and open the valve till you see a little fuel come out, and then close it back. Get it lit. Needs to preheat for a few minutes before you reopen the valve. And give a couple more pumps. These are multi-fuel. They burn best on Coleman white gas, but they'll burn just about anything that's flammable. So it has a little cup in there that a little bit of fuel will drip into for this preheating stage. Just kind of let it go, and you can open the valve. And give it a little bit more time. Kind of want to keep it at the level where you're getting a good blue flame. Let it finish heating up, and you can advance the lever on over to full throttle. On these, you get quite a bit of adjustment with the temperature by how much air pressure you have in it. You can bleed off the air pressure and just put a couple of pumps in it when they're hot and light them up for just for simmering. should start to settle down. I got it to settle down a little quicker. The first time I did it, there you can see, you got to get it to settle down a little bit here, and a nice blue flame there. It's pretty hot. I have to say, in comparison, that little Whisper Light stove that I showed earlier, probably a little bit hotter than this one. But this one does pretty good, especially once it's completely warmed up. This takes it a minute. The older stove that I've played around with was the Coleman Military Stove. The taller ones, the M44s, they didn't start this easily. They spit and sputtered and threw out a lot of flame for quite a while, and they would boil fuel out of the priming cup pretty easily. This is pretty easy to light. It's about as easy to light as one of the full-size Coleman stoves. And then put our pot on there and start warming up this bean soup. Great little stove, a great stove, you know, for collectible or to use. It's one of those military collectibles that you really can find a really good use for. Pretty easy to find some sort of a case that'll fit these pretty well. Take them with you. You don't have to take any additional cookware if you don't want to. If you use the cookware a lot, it will get sooty. This one's not been used much, but you can tell somebody has cooked with it a little bit. The marks there. And you can cook. They've cooked with this one too. You can see the burner marks on the bottom of it. You can put food in there, put this on a simmer mode, and put the lid on it kind of loosely and help retain that heat. See, this is already starting to warm up these beans. It's not a particularly quiet stove. You can hear it does make quite a bit of noise. Burns very clean. Once you get it going, very little odor. The perfect size for 1 or 2 men out on a hike. You know, 2 pounds with fuel and cookware. That's pretty reasonable. So these in really nice condition have gotten pretty expensive. I've seen them sell for well over $100 in nice shape. The ones that have been unused that still have the original military carton that they're packed in, they can get over $100 pretty easily, which is kind of surprising considering their availability. They're pretty easy to find. I mean, I came up on this one at a little bit better of a deal, but I know an Army-Navy store here in town that I can get them with, you know, I can get these all the time and pay a little bit more for them. I'd be paying pretty close to 100 probably there, but eBay has them in varying conditions. You know, you can get them for 50, 60 and up, which is fairly expensive for something this old. And like I said, they're very common. You can find new parts. They're not all the parts that you see on eBay anyway are not used. A lot of them are new, still in their original military packing, and I haven't seen any part for this you can't get. You can get the tank separately. You could actually buy probably the parts off eBay and build one. I've seen the tanks being sold brand new, the upper burners and all the internal parts. They're pretty simple. Let's see if I can show it. It does come, this one has the repair wrench right there, as it should be. They're inside the pump housing, there is a spare parts kit on these. I haven't disassembled this one yet to see if it has the spare parts with it or not. It may not. That may be why it works so good, as the spare parts may have been used. But getting this right on up there, it'll be eating temperature here pretty soon. Oh yeah, it's already hot. So there it is. That's the Coleman Rogers Military M1950 Stove. Thanks for watching. That's all I've been saying. Goodbye.